Okay, welcome back. So, we are on, I believe, the third episode of Tomb Raider. Um, and we're still in these damn caves. But, water. Now, this water has a current, so you won't be able to, fight it. It'll take you downstream, regardless of what you try and do. So, try not to fall in the water, especially later on in the level. So, you want to come over to here first, because if you try and get up on that side, those wolves over there will attack you. Now, if we come over to this side of the cave, I believe there are some more wolves up ahead. Well, I'm trying to remember how close we are to a different type of enemy at this point in the game. Because up ahead, there are different types of enemies. But it seems like if you drop down there and then just uh, get back up there, you should be able to avoid that, or lure out that one wolf. Now, I believe there are more wolves down this way. This is probably this is an annoying part because of the fact that you have to get down here, but it's kind of annoying to try and jump back up there without turning around. Also, always make sure when you kill an enemy to let up on the shoot button or the action button so Laura will retarget. So if you saw right there what was happening, after I had already killed that one wolf, Lara was still targeting the dead wolf instead of one of the ones that was, attacking her. So, I thought there was something back there. Maybe we'll go back there here in a second. Now, there's nothing up, there's no item up here right now. But, no, nope, I am wrong. There is a dead guy. Uh, so what I'm thinking of is in the next mission, certain events happen that places a new item there or around there. Um, but right now it was just a large medikit. Your eyes are not deceiving you. Yes, that is a velociraptor. Better players could probably get away with killing all of these guys without actually getting hurt. But, I'm not a better player. I'm a player who just wants to play the game. This one isn't quite as bad because you have a little more room to jump around. Alright. So, looks like there's a couple alcoves, a destroyed bridge. Not sure how that bridge is staying like that, but okay. And we come a little farther forward, the screen starts shaking, and there's a T-Rex. So I debated letting this guy kind of kill me, because the death animation is really cool. But unfortunately, that would mean that I'd have to, work my way through here again. since there's no save crystal and you can't just save whenever. So be careful. Obviously, getting too close to his mouth, like make sure to keep jumping around. Otherwise, he's definitely going to munch on you. The other option is there's an alcove, I believe, right there, right next to that bridge. That if you if you hop into and go a little ways back, he won't be able to get to you. So, all right, this is so the way I'm going to do this is the stupid way. You shouldn't do this, because I believe there is an opening on back here somewhere that you should be able to get into. And then it's a little easier to deal with the Velociraptor that way. So I believe that cave right there? Question mark. Eventually we will go back over there, but like but here's one of the secrets. It's a some shotgun shells, which we will be getting to this episode. We will get the shotgun this episode. So every area has a new weapon. So the first or the first level area, whatever you want to call it, which is Peru, has the shotgun. The next one, I believe we get the magnums, and then we get the Uzi. Yeah, so this is kind of the dumb way of handling this guy. But we need to use a med pack, or a small med pack. There we go. It wasn't too painful. So, there's nothing that way. The only things that are in this area is on top of the pillars in that other room. So that's the way out, right here, or the way in if you want to. Yeah, I'm just kind of checking around, make sure that I didn't forget something or didn't miss something, because it is a little hard to tell, especially with these wonderful graphics, if you miss stuff. It's like, is that a texture or is that an item that I'm missing or that I'm seeing? Also, I love when the game just kind of clips out as you kind of do stuff with the walls. Alright, so should be up there on those bricks. Just to kind of look around and see how high up we are. This is one of the essential items that you need to get. So, okay, sorry about that. Very apparently a very popular person today. All right, so be careful when trying to get off of here. If you're able to land in the water, then it's fine. But I don't really like taking those risks. A running jump would probably clear it, but you know, it's honestly just safer to check your jumps and make sure that you don't fall. too far. In this area, the falls the falls wouldn't kill you, but it would still, and some of them would still injure you, especially the one off the bridge. Because spoiler alert, we're going to go on that bridge. All right, so be careful. There are some more velociraptors up ahead after this little archway. Usually not that big of a deal. Once Laura starts pointing her guns in that direction, you'll be able to tell that they're coming for you, or that you're within range of shooting them. I believe this is another instance of Laura not retargeting something that she should have been retargeting. Yeah, because I think what happened there was we killed the first one, but then she didn't retarget to the second one until a little later. Alright, so this water is not just for show. There's actually something down here. Another gear. So as I don't think I quite got to this because I got my phone call right in the middle of it. But the reason why we're looking for gears is if you had gone the other way up the tunnel with the water, the little river there, you would have found a set of gears, and they were missing a couple. Well, what do? You have to find the gears out here in the Hidden Valley or whatever it's called. Actually, one fun or interesting note about this place is if you look up at the sky, it's all black, and that's because of draw distance. Like the PS1 famously could not do draw distances very well. So the way they hid like loading things in is they would have like a veil of black um, to kind of mask that. In reality, what's supposed to happen um, is the sky is actually supposed to be blue because it's a sky. This isn't a cave. It's a hidden valley. Like this is supposed to be a little hidden valley in the mountains that's still has dinosaurs for whatever reason. Which also, can I note that makes zero sense to me. This is very clearly it was very clearly inhabited at one point by humans because I don't think dinosaurs can really build structures like this. Like, what purpose does T Rex have for having a bridge here? Um, so clearly the dinosaurs either broke loose, somehow the humans were able to contain them, or they showed up here after, or either after or during the humans' time when they were here, and then either ate them or did something. I don't know. Alright, so I believe there's two more things of interest. There's at least one that we didn't get, and it's probably one of the most what the heck secrets in the game. and it's actually up there on the roof. So I'm probably going to get like halfway through the valley before realizing it. But there's also this alcove right here, which is, I believe, the one that the guide recommends you like go into in order to uh be safe from the T-Rex. There is also a Velociraptor here, and this is probably one of the more dickish ones because it's in such a tight, narrow hallway. I have noticed this about the enemies. After they take a bit of damage, they kind of run away. Like, I don't know if it's a fight or flight type of thing for them, for the enemies, or what. There's nothing really of interest in here. This is just primarily where you would go to beat the T-Rex if you wanted to stay safe. Alright, so now we're gonna get. There's two here. There's one up at the top of that right waterfall. If you notice, there was a little cave up there that we can get to. The other one is up on that roof. And how do we get up on that roof? Well, that's gonna be a hoot and a half to do. It's not here. I believe it's on the other side of these. I believe it's this one right here. Yeah, that looks right. Um, so this took me several tries to get. And I don't know how well edited it was. I I didn't notice it there because I don't think it was that one. But it's it's not exactly the easiest one because of all the because you kind of have to guess as to what type of jump you're going to need for each of these. You got to hope that you actually make that jump. I believe a standing jump would actually work. Not from like right here. Thankfully, they do place a lot of slanted slopes or a lot of slopes nearby. That way, if you land on it, you're not as likely to take damage. That is one of the nice things about early on is they tend to help you out a little more. Later on in the game, though, the gloves are off. They do not try and help at all. All right. At this point, it gets kind of dangerous because one wrong jump and you tend to go fallen pretty far, and that can take off a bit of health right there. All right. Yeah, long way down. But if you're able to get over here, you're rewarded with a lot of nice little goodies, including a large med pack. I believe those are magnums, some Uzis. These are Uzis right here, and I think also a shotgun, some shotgun shells. It's definitely one of the bigger rewards. I believe that's it. Now, in order to get down safely, there is a slanted slope right there that if you fall onto, it will just take you down nice and safely. And yeah, that's one of the bigger secrets. Every type of bullet plus a large medipack, I mean, that's pretty good. Alright, and then there's one more secret that I'm, for whatever reason, going the opposite way from. It's the only issue with not having played the game in quite a while, is I tend to forget some of these things. So when you're coming into the valley, you might notice this little alcove. There's nothing there. It's more of a trick. So when you're fighting the T-Rex, if you try and go into that alcove, it's too shallow, and the T-Rex will be able to get you. So you gotta be careful. You gotta know which one you're going into, which unfortunately that's just kind of the name of the game with the Tomb Raider. The old school Tomb Raider games is trial and error. Whoop. Jumped a little far. Alright, let's angle ourselves a little better. There we go. Okay. So, you can always kind of tell what you can grab onto if it's like a little sliver like that. Alright, so I feel like it would be really hard to hold on to a waterfall like this, but sure. So about right there, a little more to the right. Thank you, Laura. You can pull up. And then right behind us, there's a little alcove that you can head into, and you are rewarded with some magnum and it looks like shotgun shells. There's no crouch feature, so if Laura can't go under it, she'll stop. Oop. Alright. You could probably fall down. Yeah, since that's actual, like, deep water. Deep water. I don't know if anyone remembers that episode of Land Before Time, but I think that was the only one that I actually owned was, I think it was number 5. But I remember the song Deep Water because they were like near an ocean and it was very deep water. So they they couldn't swim. I mean, topical since, this is essentially dinosaur land here. Or was dinosaur land. Now we just killed the last T-Rex. Alright. Um so you can head down there and be fine because that slope's not right there. Alright. So we should have all the gears now. Had the one in the waterfall like room. We got the one at the bottom of the water in the little building, and we got the one on the other side of the bridge. So that should be all of them. Now we can head back up. And this is uh, this is an annoying part. Like, I know I say that for a lot of these things, but this is actually an annoying part if you keep screwing up. It's not that it will hurt you, but it just it requires you to have to constantly come back. So, like right there, that was me trying to hold down the walk button, but I must have like started moving with Laura before I did that. So she didn't register it until after she fell in. That is one issue, is that Laura only she registers things at certain times. It takes her a few steps before she'll register like a jump or changing to walking. Just get up there, Laura, please. Thank you. That was me testing to make sure that it my my R bumper or R1 was still working, because I feel like that particular button is very loose on my controller. It doesn't feel quite as responsive. I realize that they're not analog controls, like they're not like Xbox triggers or anything. Damn it, Laura. Unfortunately, they make it's not difficult to get out here, it's just annoying. I do love how the majority of the sound in this game is just either Laura making some type of grunt noise or guns. It's more or less all the audio in this game. Obviously, we have like some audio, and uh, there's obviously some musical cues, but there's just it's mostly ambience, sound of the water, in particular. In this stage is really the only amount of like sound outside of Laura herself. Standing jump should be more than enough to get you through here. Same right here, just a standing jump with a grab should should allow you to get across there. I don't know what this person is doing. And there's definitely someone on the roof. Like, it's probably some worker just doing stuff. But like, man, it sounds like they are wearing some of the biggest boots imaginable. All right, be careful. Like, obviously we have the save point right here. And if you really want, you could just reload instead of having to run back up here. But falling off of the bridge, kind of a pain in the butt. If I would have thought about it, I probably would have cut that stuff out, like cut the backtracking up to the top of the waterfall. So yeah, I would recommend getting the gear, all three of the gears before you come back here, because that's a lot of backtracking to do. Don't even animate the gears he placed in there. Interesting. Um, all right. So now that you've done that, though, there is no longer a strong current in um in here because that door right there shuts it off. So the first thing we're going to do, and you can do this at any point. Um, the only amount of current is near the waterfalls themselves, but you can do this at any point. I would say don't bother until you have the gears, since that will allow you to just avoid having to come up here. But you can get the shotgun, which does make short work of the velociraptors, if that's something that you're kind of worried about. Alright. So there's one more secret over here. See that little wedge that's missing right there? Well, if you hop back and grab onto the side of this wall, you can actually shimmy your way over. Now, standing on the waterfalls is not the same as swimming nearby. You stand on these basically the same way that you would stand on a regular rock, which is just kind of weird logic, but sure. Alright, that should be the only thing back here. And it appears that it is. So I believe we can go down that way. Thankfully, this level, though having swimming controls and swimming section, does not actually have like water-based enemies. Like I think they're crocodiles, but they could be alligators. It's kind of hard to tell with polygons. But yeah, those show up in the next level, and that's it's not very fun. Especially if you can't kill them before jumping into the water. Fortunately, at the moment, my I took my PS2 with the game home while I was so I could save on having to bring stuff back after graduation. So unfortunately, I haven't had any time to actually play this game. Ouch. Always look before you leap. Am I right? So that takes you back out. And we should be almost to the end of the stage. Yeah. So once you've removed the waterfall, you can actually jump in here and head up this way, and that will be where the exit is. So you do have to shut off the waterfall before you can finish this level up. Go through this door, and that should be it. Alright, so thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.